that the God of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of glory, may give unto you the spirit of wisdom and revelation in the knowledge of Him. The title of this video is 5 Early Narcissistic Red Flags. Don't wait until it's too late. If I only knew then what I know now. It's never too late to become stronger and guarded against these narc predators. I've talked to many narc abuse survivors, and I've also read many comments online, and from what I've gathered, including my own experience, is that there are definitely early warning signs when we're dealing with a narcissist. However, many of us either deliberately choose to ignore them, minimize them, or look over them because we, for some reason, have this idea of not wanting to miss out on this great person or a chance of a lifetime. After all, if you've had failed relationships in the past, you definitely don't want to mess up your chances on something that you see as this great potential. And you definitely don't want to be the cause of another failed relationship. This is where the self-doubt slowly starts to take over our natural instincts or our intuition because we do not want to miss out on such a great person. However, this is our own God-given detector in order to help weed out such predators. I can tell you from my own experience, I remember vividly having a discussion with myself about this topic when I first started dating the ex-narcissist I had the relationship with. I was about 3 months into the relationship and I kept telling myself, you're gonna be sorry, you're gonna regret this later down the line. But I kept excusing it as, but I don't want to miss out. Look at all these positive qualities or traits. And it's almost like those positive qualities or traits were holding me hostage to what my own intuition and gut was telling me. And it didn't help the fact that I kept telling myself, I'm a bit older, time is ticking, you may not have this opportunity again. Not realizing that my standards or my boundaries that I had created were actually good and they were helping me to guard against this narcissist. But for some reason, I took down those walls and invited the predator into my life. I have created a list of 5 early warning signs that I hope will help you in discerning someone who has the Jezebel spirit operating within them or someone with narcissistic personality disorder. Even though God has told us that we shall know them by their fruits, if we're able to pick up on several toxic traits early on, there's no need to wait for the harvest. Here are a few early warning signs that I believe you can spot in the first few months of a romantic or platonic relationship with a narcissist. Number 1, too good to be true. As many of us have heard this, for some reason, we just don't we want to believe in this fairy tale ending. However, fairy tale endings are for the movies. No one's too good to be true. No one's perfect. Has this person recently entered your life and they overload you with affection, attention, and/or praise? Do you have feelings like, wow, finally someone who is just like me or totally gets me? Instant connections that prove the test of time are pretty few in between, but they are possible. But time should basically ensure that what you are getting early on is the real deal. So even though this is an early warning sign, it doesn't mean that the person is a narcissist. However, if they are a narcissist, this is a clear sign what they do. Make a mental note of how much the person is into you. Do they constantly call, text, or they seem to be present in your daily life all of a sudden? Are they making more than enough initiative to be a part of your life? What I have learned in my few decades in life is that my solid, reliable relationships did not start off this way. They didn't start off with this fairy tale beginning. The relationships evolved over time. It takes time to get to know a person truly and to fully understand and trust a person. Watch out for subtle future faking, like things where they somehow mention you or include you in their future or claim to be in love with you in such a short span of time, like a few weeks or a few months. Also be wary of someone claiming to be your best friend when they first meet you in such a short period of time. Although these claims are flattering to us, they are the very things that keep us bonded later down the line to these relationships. So that's why it's important to build a proper, solid relationship instead of just diving headfirst into these things. Guard your heart, and time will reveal the truth. Narcs are the most impatient, patient beings. I know that's an oxymoron, but it's true, and if you've dealt with a narcissist, you'll know what I mean. They need to hurry up and hook you into the relationship, but they have patience enough to wait for calculated times to abuse you. Early red flag number 2. Drama for your mama or excess baggage, or the squeaky clean background. Watch out for a person who tells you their life story early on with very detailed information. Although this feeling of trust and confidence makes us feel special and valued by the person, you have to really view this objectively. Think about it. Even when you truly trust someone early on, do you really give them your full rundown of your entire life story? No, we really usually gauge it or learn that we can trust someone. It takes time to learn that you can truly trust someone. This is a baiting tactic to get you to feel comfortable with the narcissist and share your most intimate or personal details with them and to trust them in general. Many of their claims or drama-filled stories are unable to be corroborated or designed to where you will not be able to or want to corroborate their story. For example, they will smear their exes and give reasons as to why the ex ruined the relationship, or how they were fired from jobs because of reasons out of their control, or they have the worst luck in life. Maybe they have these horrific childhood stories that you feel so sorry for them, and because you're already so invested into their story and their side, you already have this preconception of what really happened, and so therefore you feel like you don't need to go and get the other side of the story. However, these stories usually are only partially true. While they may have happened, many key details are omitted to paint the narcissist as the victim. There may be 1 or 2 cases where they really were victims, and believe me, they will ride this story till the wheels fall off if that's the case. However, many of their stories are fabricated, and the point is, many of us do not have picture-perfect past. But there is some sort of accountability for us when it comes to our past, our present, and we know going forward in the future we will have some accountability. Whereas the narcissists have no accountability. Rarely you will come across a narcissist who claims they have the picture-perfect past, which includes their upbringing, their relationships, their work life, etc. I believe these narcs are able to pass these claims off better when they know their target will have no access to these sources to corroborate any of their claims or their stories. This early warning sign should make you cautious because the person is trying to appear as this perfect person and make you feel like you don't want to miss out on the best catch out there, that there's no one else out there as perfect or is perfect like this person. And this makes you more inclined to stay invested because of this very fact. Both of these red flags under this title are extreme and on opposite sides of the spectrum. It is important to know that no man or woman is perfect, and we all have good and bad qualities, which places the majority of us somewhere in between the good and the bad of this spectrum, not on one extreme end or the other. Early red flag number 3. Actions don't add up to their words. Now, early on, some of the narcissist's actions will actually add up to their words, especially when it comes to them trying hard to prove how much they really are into you as a person. However, this will start to fade, and even early on, because the narcissist has a difficult time maintaining their facade. For example, they may claim that you are the most important person in their life, but slowly start to show signs of otherwise, like being tardy or unable to manage their time effectively. You may witness questionable conversations they may have with others, which include their relatives or friends, but they will come up with a creative or crafty excuse to explain it away. They may claim to be this nice person, but treat certain groups of people like waitstaff, the homeless, or any group that they feel superior to or feel like that group is less than them, down or badly. They may talk negatively about certain groups, which can include but are not limited to different ethnic groups, cultures, age groups, financial class groups, etc. Their opinions will be quite strong and seem to have no real justification of their feelings other than just hate. They may claim to be the nicest person, however, they're gossiping badly about other people, but they make you feel like you're special because you're really the only one they would talk like this with. That is not true. They may claim to be the best at something or over-exaggerate their abilities or accomplishments, and this can range from any and everything. Let me give you an example of my ex-narcissist. My narcissist claimed to be one of the best dancers out there, but when I saw the dance moves, I was shocked at what I saw. And now don't get me wrong, I'm not the best dancer myself, and probably one of the worst dancers out there, I don't know. But clearly the jerking and spasms that I was witnessing from him were not dance moves. Anyhow, my initial reaction to the dance moves caused narcissistic injury, and boy, did I pay for not agreeing with his claim. Other examples can include how great they are with money, but it contradicts their lifestyles, how great of a driver they are, but once you get on the road with them, they're driving like maniacs on the road, how great of a friend or a family member they are, but you're not able to witness these claims, etc. So these are like more on the lower end of claims, where the higher ones where they could say they're the best at their job and they need to be promoted, or they're the smartest person that the company has, or just the claims are outrageous and exaggerated. And once you are able to either witness these claims, you usually see some contradictions to the claim. Early red flag number 4. They lightly test your boundaries with either jokes or claims of misunderstanding. If you let the narcissist know early on what some of your boundaries are, either by directly telling them or through general conversation, this will leave them impelled to test these boundaries early on to see where you truly stand on them and how much work they will have to invest in breaking these boundaries. For example, if you have an issue with your partner flirting with others, they will test this by being flirty with the waitstaff or extremely nice or attentive to one of your friends, etc. They will either claim that they didn't realize that they went overboard with their flirty gestures, or they'll joke their way out of the situation. Or if you let them know of an insecurity you may have, for example, maybe you're insecure about your weight, your height, a physical appearance that you may have, anything that you've let them know that you're insecure about, they will make a joke out of this in order to see how you will react to it, and then they will claim it was just a joke, don't be too sensitive, or they'll excuse it as being not that serious. This will not be done often enough for you to really get too annoyed, but it's enough for you to feel violated in some way. However, the narcissist is good at excusing the behavior away, and this will leave you to sweep this under the rug or pretend like it never happened, because after all, they have this mountain full of great qualities and traits that you don't want to miss out on. Early red flag number 5, digging for dirt. This goes along with red flag number 2, but it deserves its own warning label because the narcissist has a clever way at getting us to provide them with personal information about ourselves or others, even against our own judgment at times, in order to use it against us later. Be wary of off-the-wall questions, remarks, or conversations that make you feel uneasy and make you feel like you're obligated to share information even though you don't want to share information. View it like this. They have told you all of their secrets, quote unquote, early on. But how many people have they really shared this information with? And if they are willing to share such deep, intimate information with you early on, what obligation do they have into keeping your secret secret? Like, there's no leverage. Again, we cannot truly know the narcissist is a narcissist until they bear their fruits. But we can help to keep them at bay by learning some of their early warning signs to guard our hearts. It is hard for us to come to terms with the fact that there is truly evil in this world. And this keeps many of us in the fog to the Jezebel spirit and allows the spirit to operate undetected by many. And on that note, until next time, survivors,